I choose now to talk about the Resident Evil movies, the animated ones, the anime films, not the live actions one which we already know, which all of us know are already trash. I'm not gonna show footage from the movies themselves because I get copyright claim and stuff, so I won't be allowed to monetize these. Why? Where's the fair use? I don't know. YouTube is apparently still under pressure from these studios. Resident Evil Degeneration is a 2008 animated movie, and it apparently takes place 7 years after the events of Resident Evil 2, so that makes the events of this movie take place in 2005, in its 2008 release. I point this out because games like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 5 and what follow, a lot of these games take place in contemporary to the year of release. It's a good artistic choice, I appreciate. So Resident Evil 1 was kind of futuristic, looked like they had plans for Resident Evil 2 this far ahead. I think the first movie is rather decent. It has troubles, like the airport security telling Senator Ron Davis, that they can't arrest people for not doing something illegal, then arresting someone for wearing a mask as a zombie and walking, making zombie grunts. This is a contradictory thing. And then other problems occur. So there's the character Curtis Miller, who is upset that his family apparently died in Raccoon City, and he wants to show the world the danger of the T-virus by spreading the T-virus. He gained access from Cedric, that will pharma company guy. The premise is idiotic, but it's actually kind of based on something historically real, because anti-nuclear war movement had some weird nuts who wanted to destroy nukes to show people the dangers of them. People are weird. So I won't take this as a strike against the movie. It's actually not a bad move, and basing it on something historic. But there's some weird stuff that happens after the outbreak in the airport. People randomly transform to zombies, and it's something sporadic, random, unexpected, and there is one of them with a part of his skin is broken, peeled off his forehead. That's so weird and out of place. And then there's the airplane that's stuck, that attacks the airport, because everyone in it turned to zombie after one guy was infected and transformed and bit the stewardess, and everyone got bit and panicked, but this stuff wasn't shown, and the pilot chose to land the airplane instead of going to the sea and something to save people. The airplane crash, you see the hatch door open, and it's opened by controls from the door, not because zombies pushed it. So apparently the zombie pilot and the zombie co-pilot opened the hatch doors for the airplane to let the rest of the zombies infect more people of the airport terminal, which is weird. And then the next thing you know, the night of this same day, people are all around infected except the contents of one room. The one where Claire and Senator Ron Davis are. The people Claire with hear a scream. Claire asks for a weapon to choose to find the guy who screams, the person who screams, so that she can save him. The weapon she gets is an umbrella. And ironically enough, the umbrella is the same style, the same design of the Umbrella logo. Our Umbrella Corporation logo. I love how she points out the irony of this. And what follows is a homage to the Resident Evil 2 opening cutscene, opening FMV, where the two meet. Get down. Claire ducks. Leon shoots a zombie in the head. After the incident in the airport is mostly cleared out and the people in there are saved, Leon goes to the tent where Claire sulks in and tell her that she chose the role of a rescuer while he chose the role of a fighter. I understand that she chose the role of relief and saving people from trouble, but he still saves people. I don't know why he denies himself the role of the rescuer. I don't know why he considers himself something that is not a rescuer. The movie ends with Will Pharma Corporation falling to bankruptcy, and the chief stockholder, Senator Ron Davis, falls because he turns to a zombie and deletes everything, all his files regarding Will Pharma. Well, this is something that came out of nowhere and is completely ignored later, which is a shame because I wanted to see some more of this explored. Like they explored how a G-infected person can struggle with his humanity. Like Curtis Miller was struggling to keep control while he's a monster, the G-virus monster. I think this is something that was transported to the Resident Evil 2 remake. When you see cutscenes, it seems that before falsely transforming on the first form of transformation William had to G in the remake, sorry about the spoiler, seems to be struggling with humanity, with his human side is fighting his G side before being completely taken over by it. So this is something I really like in this movie, Degeneration, which I think Degeneration is by far the best Resident Evil movie. Okay, not by far, but it's simply the best Resident Evil movie, in either animated or live action form. The sequel is Resident Evil Damnation. It's a nation Leon goes to, but it has no dams. Get it? Damnation. Okay, now that I got this joke out of the way. Leon goes to a nation war where there is a civil war between the government and the people, parts of the population. A lot of this stuff doesn't make sense. How come Las Plaga infected people can control T-virus infected creatures? Okay, so there's the slave Plaga and the master Plaga. But how did they get the slave Plaga into the liquors? How did they get them? Did they make them liquors after that? And why did they worry about the virus infection going everywhere, spreading in the air, and turning more people into zombies and stuff? This is weird. And then the government side also have their T-virus creatures, which is weird also because you were shown Ada coming in telling the governess about the president of the country about the dangers of the G-virus creatures. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense, none of this movie makes sense. I just know it has cool action. I wish the ideas were better explored, I wish there was more fleshed out. Oh, and the lickers. You see the lickers, how they attack people, they move without the incentive of hearing noise. Except for one moment that is a homage to Resident Evil 2, the licker introduction moment in Resident Evil 2. That is the one time you see the lickers respond to sound as an incentive to attack. One cool thing about it is when you see the Mr. X-type tyrant, 3 of them against Leon and the idiot Buddy. That guy's an idiot because he sees the guy, the stranger they kidnap and abduct, saved him. He saved his buddy JD, and Buddy still lacks trust toward him and abuses him. So Buddy's an idiot. Okay, the tyrant battle is cool. Tyrants blowing up and fighting and squishing lickers is actually really cool. It's part of the cool action of this movie. And it's glorious, bloody, delightful homage. Next up is Resident Evil Vendetta. Leon Scott Kennedy has a vendetta of his own. Chris Redfield has a vendetta of his own. The villain has a vendetta of his own. Well, 3-way vendetta. It lives up to its name at least. So Rebecca Chambers is now a doctor, which is fine. It's interesting, actually. It's a fitting role for her. But the villain is villain because his family were killed by a missile attack on his wedding. Who attacked him? Why did they attack him? Why does he take it on the entire world? Why spread virus? Because he's angry at the world. He's nuts. The plan doesn't make sense. But it leads to cool action. You got Leon Scott Kennedy moving like John Wick. Chris is cool as a fighter. Why does this guy who wants to marry Rebecca try to convert her to a zombie? I have no clue. He still doesn't make sense. But the action is cool. It's the best action in Resident Evil movie. Straightforward. John Wick Scott Kennedy is part of the influence. Attacking the dogs, the zombie dogs chase on the streets is awesome. It's amazing. You should really check out the movie just for the action. It's that great. The summary of these movies is that they are Leon Scott Kennedy movies, all three of them. The first movie has Claire as his companion, co-star. The second has Ada Wong as his co-star. The third has Chris Redfield and Rebecca Chambers. But the third one is more of a Chris movie than it is of Leon. Even though Leon is playing a prominent role, he's still the more important player of all three movies. That's why I call it his movie more than I call it Chris's movie.